Yeah. Hare Krishna, everyone. We already have Bhavesh. Hare Krishna, Bhavesh. Thank you for joining. We also have Dave here on StreamYard. So yes, so we would like to have this session sometime during the weekday also. It is not Srimad Bhagavatam, but yes, definitely we would like to have some very other nice, interesting topics during the weekdays. I'll keep you informed about all those things because weekdays are relatively little easier for me. And if you can wake up early morning, then early morning we can have amazing session. Okay, so we'll plan that out. Very nice. All right. So thank you so much for joining. All those who have joined on YouTube, say Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for coming. So before we begin today's session, let us chant the pranam mantras like we always do. It will be displayed on the screen. So kindly join your palms and chant along with me the pranam mantras. Let's dedicate this session to His Divine Grace, Abhay Channa Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and my beloved spiritual master. So let us chant the pranam mantras. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Hare Krishna. All right. We also have Hina Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hina Mataji. How are you?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, fine. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm good. So,
Have you adjusted to the new place?
yes, getting adjusted because it is so cold here. Right now it is -2.
Oh,
Outside it's even more. So this is still better. There was some rains and recently uh, some nice sunlight. So the snow is already melted. So there is no snow now. But yes, it is very cold. And we have been doing some programs. We have started the Sunday sessions here. We also are doing nice college programs. I sent some videos yesterday, just a glimpse of it yesterday. So a lot of things are happening.
good.
Yeah. So people are picking up, and there was, message from Vinodji and Devji also. I couldn't reply to Vinodji, but Dev had mentioned about a house program that you're planning that we will discuss after the session if you have any more questions to ask. But I'm really glad that you're organizing this nice home program for everyone's benefit. So that will be really interesting. Fantastic.
Yes, yes, sir.
So last session, let's have a quick recap. We had discussed about how Brahma was interacting with Narada Muni, and Narada Muni had asked certain questions about the creation. Oh, are you the creator? Brahma said, no, I am not the primary creator, I'm secondary creator. And here in this today's session, we are going to understand the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Now, actually, when Brahma received this Bhagavatam, the knowledge, it was just four shlokas. And it comes as a part of the second canto that we are going to discuss today. And later on, it actually got expanded by Vyasadeva. How it all happened, we will discuss today. So, we will understand today that how the Srimad Bhagavatam was first received by Brahma. And Brahma, when he is previously has mentioned that it is the Lord who is actually uh, the primary creator, and Brahma is the secondary creator. Now, Narada Muni, of course, he wanted to know more details, how this is all happening, right? So now, Brahma, he starts talking about his own life. And it is very interesting, actually, to know how Brahma was created. This is amazing, actually. Brahma, who is the creator of the universe, in the sense who populates this whole universe, has a creation, and his creation is very different from ours. Now, when we take birth from the womb of our mothers. But then Brahma takes birth from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu in a lotus flower. Very, very amazing it is. And how Lord Brahma received this knowledge is very, very amazing. He was born from the lotus stem, and that stem, of course, later on had the lotus flower. This lotus flower was huge, very massive. It is still there, by the way. It's just that we are not able to perceive it, but this lotus flower is really huge. Massive lotus flower on which Brahma actually sits. He was created, right? So when Brahma was created, everything is created from the stem. These days, that's why people talk about stem technology. In biotechnology, they have something called a stem technology. Uh, so they connect everything to the stem. So stem is actually the root of birth or creation, actually, in one sense. So Brahma is created on this lotus flower. And when he was born, all that he saw was pitch darkness. Now, there was nothing else. He couldn't see anything other than the darkness. All that he heard was the waves hitting. Which waves hitting? The waves of the water of the Garbhodaka ocean. What is this Garbhodaka ocean? Now, when Mahavishnu, I mean the Garbhodaksha Vishnu, which is who is lying in this universe is half filled with water. And this water is nothing but the sweat of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. So, half of this universe is actually filled with this water. This water is where Garbhodaksha Vishnu is lying. In his own sweat, he is lying down. And then from his nabi, from his navel, lotus flower comes out. And now this water is hitting this lotus flower, this lotus stem. And that waves hitting the lotus stem is what he can hear. That's it, in the pitch darkness, nothing he can see. And he's roaming around the lotus because the lotus is very big. He's trying to figure out what is this? Where am I? He was not able to understand. Then, with all this, what he understood was, he understood there is something beyond me. I'm not able to understand anything. Let me sit. And that is when he heard two syllables, ta, pa. In Sanskrit sequence of alphabets, the 16th alphabet, ta, and 21st alphabet, pa. 21st and 16th, ta, pa. So when he heard this, he understood that, all that I wanted to find, I have failed now. Let me just do tapasya. He sat down to do tapasya. Now, you look at this. This is very interesting. If you want to actually create anything, or if you really want to understand the purpose of this creation, it is actually tapasya. The very first being in this universe, he began his journey, he began his life by doing tapasya. We all have come to this material world actually to do tapasya. If we don't do tapasya, then we'll get stuck here. What is our attitude right now? Our attitude is enjoyment attitude, not tapasya attitude. But what Brahma, the very first being, is teaching us that if you have come to this material world, it is actually meant to do tapasya. And he did tapasya, Brahma, for 1000 demigod years, Devata years, so many years he did tapasya. And then, when he did all of this, Lord was very, very pleased with the non-deceptive penance. That is why he became eligible to receiving the knowledge from the Lord, the Vedic knowledge within his heart. Right? It was revealed in the heart of Brahma. The very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. What is it says? Janmadhyasya tonvaya itarataschaarteshvabhignaswara tene brahma hridayadikavaye muyyanti yat suraya. Right? So, tene brahma hridayadikavaye. So, this knowledge was revealed in the heart of Brahma. Why it was revealed? Because he did tapasya. And what the kind of tapasya? Non-deceptive tapasya. What does that mean? It means that he was completely in his heart with full devotion, without any distraction, was doing tapasya. Many people, they do tapasya, but they want to show off their tapasya. What tapasya we do? We do tapasya of Ekadashi. Right? We do Ekadashi and we will be telling 100 people, today is Ekadashi, and today I'm fasting, I'm fasting, I'm fasting. Oh, Nirjal Ekadashi, I'm doing Nirjal Ekadashi. I didn't even drink water. Right? So our tapasya is like that. It's not like that. Brahma was doing tapasya with full devotion, with full focus, uh, without any ulterior motive. He was just doing tapasya. This is what it is meant for. Creation is actually meant for tapasya. Now, people don't take it that way at all. People think that this world is for my enjoyment. And why we are stuck here, please understand. The very reason that you are not happy is because you are thinking that this world is for my enjoyment. And so many ways we have figured out now to become happy, to enjoy this world, isn't it? TV, fridge, washing machine, uh, so many fun parks, this club, that club. There are many, many things that we have created. Why? All for our enjoyment. But here, my saying, this world is not for enjoyment, it is actually meant for tapasya. Right? Have you heard anybody saying that, oh, yes, yes, my life actually, I want to do tapasya? Anybody says like that? I want to do tapasya. Nobody says. Because nobody knows that it is meant for tapasya. Everybody is thinking, no, I should go for a picnic here. I should go for a world tour. I should go here, there. Everybody is only thinking about enjoyment. But here it is not like that. Right? It is actually meant for tapasya. And that is how the, uh, knowledge gets revealed. See, if you look at anything that is existing in this world, it is only to facilitate our tapasya. If you are actually having some fruits, who is actually providing the fruits? Lord. Who is providing the trees where under which you can sit and nicely do tapasya? That is also the Lord. Every facility that we actually get is only to facilitate our tapasya. That is why Lord is also eager to give us this facility. Okay, you want to do tapasya? Come on, I'll give you this. Not for your enjoyment, but for your tapasya. Because you're doing tapasya, I'll give you. He's also very concerned. If anybody, you start doing tapasya, right, he immediately takes a step forward to ensure that your tapasya is not hindered by any of your bodily conditions. Actually, it is like that. That should be our mood. Our mood should be of tapasya. What Lord has to provide, He will anyway provide. Because when you do tapasya, He is more concerned. He comes forward to give you what is required to you and assist you in your tapasya. That is the Lord's eagerness. And moreover, Lord doesn't want you to suffer by tapasya. He wants us to nicely perform the tapasya so that you can come back to Him. That is His eagerness. And we are not understanding this, right? So we should know that this tapasya, simple tapasya, can be done with only love and devotion. In a simple way. It's not very complicated at all. Our whole life and connection with Krishna can become very, very simple, provided we know how to connect with God. Right? There is this very beautiful story. I think I have mentioned this before also. You know, this happened with Ramanujacharya. And Ramanujacharya, once he was traveling back to Srirangam. And while he was traveling back to Srirangam, this is a very interesting story, by the way. When he was traveling back to Srirangam, he, rather taking the regular route, he came through the route of the Kaveri river, and on the banks of Kaveri. He just crossed along with few of his disciples, and then he was walking towards Srirangam. And there, Ramanujacharya, he actually saw a few children. They were playing a very devotional game. Now, this is very interesting. See, during that time of Ramanujacharya, and of course in Vedic times also, the children also used to play something that is connected to Krishna. That is so interesting. These days, children are so fascinated with Superman, He-Man, Batman, I don't know, so many things. Right from the childhood, they are, and all imaginary characters. These are not real characters. And they get attracted to it right from the childhood. And of course, knowingly, unknowingly, even we have seen all these things in my childhood. Now we are realizing it because we were not told. There was no other option. There is no alternative, unfortunately, right? At that time. Now, at least when we know, we should cultivate this habit and we should explain the next generation that there is something more, right? So, anyway, the point is these children were actually nicely playing. And what were they playing? They were all playing and trying to recreate a festival that happens in Sri Lanka. Amazing, isn't it? Look at this. Uh, they all had created a nice temple of Srirangam, Ranganatha Swami, in sand. Sand, they have created a beautiful temple of Srirangam, and what they're doing is they are recreating a festival, and that festival is about to happen the next day, right? And Ramanujacharya, he saw these children and he got fascinated looking at these children. Oh, wonderful, you're all celebrating. So he was watching these children, how they are playing. Huh? And they took all different roles. Somebody became the head priest, somebody became the palaki carrier, somebody became who is a cook, somebody is doing the sankirtan. So everybody took different roles, and they were nicely playing this festival game. This is the engagement for them. Now, what happens is in this festival, every year when this festival happens, the large quantity of puliogre is cooked in Srirangam, and practically nobody in Srirangam cooks on this day because everything is cooked in the temple, large quantity, and everything is offered in the altar. So it is massive. Everybody is, very tasty. Puliogre is tasted, and then after the offering, the pujari, the head pujari, he takes a large bowl of puliogre and calls out to the Sampradaya Acharya, and that is Ramanujacharya. He calls out to Ramanujacharya and he gives this pot of puliogre to Ramanujacharya first. The prasadam is received by Ramanujacharya first, and then later on it is distributed to everyone who is coming to the temple. So this is the one of the activity of the festival. Now here, when all these children were playing and there was a head priest, and then he called out, "GR!" And immediately there was a big hand which came before him. And that was none other than Ramanujacharya's hand, because Ramanujacharya was traveling from there. Right? And then he saw this, and when the boy called out Jia, so Ramanujacharya, he kept his hand forward. And now this boy is thinking, what do I do? Because there is nothing, they were all skilled children, it was a sand temple, and in that altar of the temple that they had created, there was only a stick they had kept. That stick is Ranganath Swami. As the deity of Ranganatha, they had kept a stick, that's it. So this boy immediately he rushes to the bank of Kaveri, he gets some water, he mixes some little bit of clay, and then gives it to Ramanujacharya as prasadam. And Ramanujacharya, he takes this and he drinks this water or that clay, whatever mixed with water, and he takes this and he becomes so happy. And Ramanujacharya announces that this is the festival. Now there is no more festival tomorrow. That festival which was supposed to happen the next day, Ramanujacharya announced here itself that this festival which was supposed to happen tomorrow has already happened today, so no more festival. So that year in Srirangam there was no festival, and all these other disciples were saying, Ramanujacharya, what is this? You're taking all these things, boys, little boys, they're just playing. Ramanujacharya, no, this is not a play. They are doing it with devotion. They are doing with any non-pretense. There is no pretension here. They are doing everything without any pretension. They are accepting that that stick there is actually the Lord. And Ramanujacharya actually, he pays a dandavat to that stick there and says that the festival is over today. There is no more festival. For Ramanujacharya, that was the festival. That is the connection. So there are so many ways we can actually do tapasya. Tapasya can be done in so many ways. And see, children can play. In fact, Prabhupada was saying, said that we should have Nitai Gauranga toys. Prabhupada mentioned this. We should have high quality Nitai Gauranga toys, and everyone should play. All the children should play with Nitai Gauranga toys. That was his desire, Prabhupada's desire. We should fulfill this desire sometime. So we have Achyutanji, thank you so much. We have Anaga joining, thank you so much. Dishna, thank you so much for joining. And who else is there? Let me see on Srimad. Okay, we have Vinodji also joining. Thank you, Vinodji. Hare Krishna. So you see that this is so wonderful that now Brahma, when he heard this tapa, he did tapasya, he has done a lot of these tapasya 1000 years, and now within his heart he has revealed, he got this revealed knowledge. When we try to think of tapasya, or if you're already doing some tapasya, we should increase the tapasya, that whatever we do. If you are doing Ekadashi, then try to do Ekadashi by not eating 3 times, but at least 1 time. So that is tapasya. You are eating 3 times a day, even on Ekadashi, you do it 1 time. If possible, no, only dinner I will take, or only breakfast I will take. Right? So that is tapasya. But we only think of food. Right? Tapasya for us means what? Many times you ask anybody, tapasya means was. Because we are all Annamaya Kosha. Constantly we are only thinking about the food. What is my next food? Where will I get my next food? Not just food, we think about even what specific food we want, right? And especially on Ekadashi, we are thinking of all the amazing delicacies that we want to eat, right? So that is our tapasya. Although externally we'll be not eating anything, but internally our mind will be nicely relishing and imagining about all these different rasgullas, gulab jamuns and whatnot. So all these things, right? Our tapasya is very external. So we should do tapasya like Brahma, where he has no such desire. Pure tapasya. Tapas is meant actually for our purification. Now, when all this was happening, Lord became very happy. And because Lord became so happy, Lord Vishnu manifested Vaikunta right there on that lotus. He manifested Vaikunta, which is actually a spiritual abode, on the lotus where Brahma was sitting. And Brahma got a glimpse. He saw that, oh my God, this is Vaikunta, where there is no effect of Maya, there is no birth, there is no old age, no disease, no death. See, Brahma, he saw the people of Vaikunta who had so beautiful features. They had four-handed forms. Their body complexion was blue color. They were wearing nice jewels. Their earrings, their eyes, their nose, and all these things were so amazing. All of these beautiful, uh, uh, you know, Vaikunta Vasis, they are flying in airplanes. Very beautiful. And the women, they are extraordinarily beautiful in Vaikunta. So Brahma is seeing all these things, and then he also sees goddess of fortune Lakshmi Devi is serving the Lord, massaging his legs in Vaikunta. Right? Or he sees all these, and Brahma is enchanted by the beauty of Lord, who is sitting on the throne with his Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, and so blissfully smiling at his devotees. Looking at all this, Brahma was so happy. And because Brahma has actually seen the Vaikunta, that's why he has actually written the Brahma Samhita, right? Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. And he's saying Chintamani Prakara Satma Shukalpa Vriksha Lakshavratesu Surabi Ravi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shadasam Brahma Sevimanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Why Brahma is saying this? Because Brahma has the realization of seeing Vaikuntha. He's able to describe all these different features of the Lord, describe the Vaikuntha, because he had the first hand experience. So, anybody who becomes Brahma, it is his last life. He plays the role of Brahma as a creator, the secondary creator in this universe, and after this lifetime, he goes back to the spiritual world. So, now, this is very, very special place. Vaikuntha is not just a place, by the way. It is the state of consciousness. So if you can also properly meditate on the Lord, do the mantra meditation nicely, then you can attain this state of consciousness, that Vaikuntha consciousness. That's why our whole movement is what? Called as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Now, Krishna consciousness, it's a game of consciousness. So physically being in Goloka is definitely one thing. But if you can tune your consciousness to the Goloka consciousness or the Vaikuntha consciousness, then you are actually living in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. And that's why Prabhupada also called ISKCON temples and centers as, as embassies of that Vaikuntha, actually, where you can experience the Vaikuntha consciousness. That's why going to the temple, visiting the temple regularly is so important. We think that, okay, at home I can do everything. Yeah, it is good. But then it is very important to go and have darshan of the deities. Because when we have darshan of the deities, then to some extent we get that Vaikuntha consciousness. Right? Very, very important. So, this is how we should meditate on the Lord. We should focus on the Lord and try to increase our tapasya. Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva was once meditating on his favorite deity called Rajgopala. Very beautiful deity, and he used to worship. So he asked the Lord, uh, my Lord, of course, he was doing so much of tapasya and he pleased Rajgopal. So Rajgopal came before Lord Shiva and asked him, what do you want? And then Shiva said, I want the greatest weapon. Then Lord said, okay, I'll give you the weapon, no problem. You just chant Vishnu Sahasrana, the 1,000 names of Vishnu. So Lord Shiva, you all already know that, he also tells Parvati that we should chant the Vishnu Sahasrana. He started doing this. And when he started chanting this Vishnu Sahasrana, for every name, he used to offer one red flower to Rajgopala. So he chanted 999. names of Vishnu and he offered the flowers. But for the thousandth name, he did not have a flower to offer. He called out the name of the Lord, but there was no flower to offer to Rajgopala. Everything was exhausted. Then what to do? Lord Shiva actually cut off his nose and he offered his nose only to Rajgopala. And Lord was so pleased by his dedication, by his devotion, then he gave him whatever he wanted. So when he gave him whatever he wanted, Lord Shiva was also very happy he got what he wanted. But then Lord Shiva said, I have a doubt. What is that doubt? Lord Shiva asked, and this is very important. He asked, whenever I try to worship you, whether here in this place or whether I worship you in Kashi or wherever, there is always some obstacle that comes in the way. This is exactly what happens to us. So Lord Shiva is not actually having any problems with the obstacles, but he's asking on behalf of us that when we do any sort of devotion, there is some obstacle. Each one of us, you want to do bhakti, you really want to progress in life, but then what is happening? There are some obstacles that are coming in our life, in our devotional life, right? So he asked, Lord Shiva is asking, we face so many obstacles, but then the people of Vaikuntha, they worship you without any obstacles. How is it possible? That they don't have any obstacles. And that is when Lord says, that is because the people in Vaikuntha, they have divine vision by my blessing. They have a divine vision through which they do not see anything that is not good. So one of the name of the Lord is called Pundarikaksha. Aksha means eyes. Pundarikaksha means one who gives eyes, divine vision. Right? And because of this divine vision, the people in Vaikuntha, they see only good. They don't see anything bad. And because they don't find any faults in others, they don't have any obstacles in their devotional life. Just see, look at this. If you are facing any difficulties or any obstacles in your devotional life, that is because you are finding faults with someone else. And the more you find faults, the more obstacles will come. Right? This is an indication for us. So Lord is saying, if you develop a divine vision, and Lord will give us that divine vision. What is that? Shastra Chakshu. Why we are undergoing the study of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam? So that we also get the divine vision. It is so important. If we don't get this divine vision, we will not be able to see the Lord. And when we don't see the Lord, or we don't have this divine vision, automatically we don't see good things in others. We want to find faults in others. And by finding fault in others, all that happens is obstacles in our life. We are inviting obstacles. See, all these are connected things, right? So, of course, when Lord Vishnu, he saw Brahma, uh, and he told Brahma that actually he says in this chapter also, I'm so pleased. Brahma, the ultimate benefit of doing tapasya is to actually see me. And you have already seen me and you have already gotten the ultimate benefit of the tapasya. But still, because I am right before you, ask me anything that you want. Right? Brahma is so happy now listening to all this. And Vishnu is telling him all the best. Good luck for all that you want to do, creation and everything that you want to do. Good luck. But then, because you are before me, ask me anything. Right? Of course, Brahma didn't want anything. But then, uh, Lord is so pleased by tapasya of Brahma. And here, he's saying here, Lord Vishnu is saying that tapo me hridayam shaksha. He's actually saying, pratyadishtam maya tatra tvai karma vimohite tapo me hridam shakshat Atmaham tapaso nagaha. He's saying that this tapas is none other than me itself. O Brahma, you may know from me that it was I who first ordered you to undergo penance. Because tapa, 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 Brahma saw only heard this word. He did not see anyone. He tried to find, but he did not find anyone. So Lord is now clarifying and giving these instructions to Brahma, and he's telling that I was the one who ordered you to do tapasya when you were perplexed in your duty. Now, such a penance is my heart and soul. Look at this. Krishna is saying penance, tapasya is my heart and soul. So any tapasya that you do in devotional service, going out and doing book distribution is tapasya. Talking to people about Krishna consciousness is also tapasya. Eating only prasadam is tapasya. Ekadashi, Chaturmasya, right? That is tapasya. Fasting on the festival day is tapasya. All this is so important. Prabhupada is saying following the four regulative principles is tapasya. And when we do this, tapasya, what is happening? We are pleasing the Lord. He's saying that you are my heart and soul. And therefore, he's saying that Atmaham tapaso nagaha. Atmaham tapaso. This tapas is Atmaham. I am that tapasya. It is not different from me. Just look at this. When you do tapasya, you are actually coming in contact with uh, Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna 16 rounds is also in tapasya. If we do this chanting regularly without fail, this tapasya, the greatest tapasya, you will be directly in connect with Krishna. Look at this. We're saying that I ordered you and this is not different from me. So this must actually inspire us to do some tapasya, right? To please the Lord. And our tapasya is very simple. Chant Hare Krishna, that's it. So the penance that makes us contemplate and the cause of little inconvenience. When you do tapasya, there is inconvenience that we face. There is some pain in our heart. When you want to give some charity, money that you have earned, it gives a little pain, right? That's a tapasya. Giving charity is also tapasya. There should be that pain. That pain should be there. Fasting on Ekadashi, it gives a little inconvenience, right? But that is actually good for you, right? A little pinch is required. If there is no pinch, then that is not tapasya. For example, a person is a millionaire, and if somebody is begging him some 10 rupees, giving 10 rupees is not tapasya actually. When somebody gives 10 rupees, you have so much and there is no pinch there, right? That is not called as tapasya. Tapasya means there should be some inconvenience. You should voluntarily take some inconvenience. That is tapasya. When you do some penance, there should be some pain, inconvenience. That is required. Then only it is tapasya. Otherwise, it is not tapasya. Right? So, and by tapasya, we can please the Lord. There was this very wonderful, very massive elephant. Okay, the elephant name was Pushpadanta, and he offered great prayers to Mother Parvati. He offered prayers to Mother Parvati, and because so much of tapasya he did and prayers he offered, Parvati was very, very happy. And then Mother Parvati asked him, "Oh, what do you want? Because you have been doing so much penance, I'm very pleased. Please ask me any boon." So this elephant, Pushpadanta, see, my mother, I was actually a Shivagana in my previous life. I was the elephant Shivagana. I was a Shivagana, but in the form of an elephant in my previous life. And I had a fight with another Shivagana who was spider, okay, who was called Malyavan. Elephant and spider. We both fought together, okay. And in the next life, this Malyavan, he was also a Shivagana. He became a king, but I remained as an elephant, okay. So this is what has happened. Now this fellow, this Malyavan, he has built 91 temples, and I have helped him actually build these temples. And The thing is, this Malyavana has built it in such a way which has a very unique step system. Entering the temple, there are steps. So the step is very different. It's called Mani Mantapa. So it is designed in such a way that the elephants cannot enter. And because I'm not able to enter, I'm not able to have the darshan of Lord Shiva. My mother, please bless me so that I can also have darshan of the Lord. Now, Mother Parvati was very compassionate. Oh, yeah, he has done so much tapasya. Now, I'll go to Shiva. She goes to Shiva and says, this is your dear devotee, this elephant Pushpadanta. He wants to have your darshan. Lord Shiva says, all right, don't worry, I'll give him my darshan. How he will give darshan, he did not say to Parvati. So the next day, Lord Shiva, he personally comes out of the temple. Not just out of the temple, Lord Shiva, he sits on this elephant Pushpadanta and he rides on this elephant. So, what is tapasya? Tapasya means our thoughts. Real tapasya is of the thoughts. Pushpadanta, he was doing seva, tapasya, but his thought was what? His contemplation was what? I should see Lord Shiva. All the tapasya that we do, even during Ekadashi or during whatever tapasya that Chaturmasya or anything that we do, what is our thought? We should observe. Not that our thought should be, okay, I'll make on Ekadashi some nice palatable paneer sabji and I will eat. That is our thought. Ekadashi, our mind gets even more activated to prepare something that is more nice, right? Our thinking is always on food because Annamaya Kosha. No, we should be like Pushpadanta, doing tapasya, and our thoughts should actually be connected to Krishna. Okay, by the Lord, he was contemplating all these things happened. Then why we have to do this? Because the Lord is contemplating on us. Why we have to think of God during tapasya? Because the Lord is also equally thinking of you, oh my devotees. They are doing Ekadashi. They are not eating grains for me, for my sake. See, you are sacrificing grains. Krishna is so concerned. You are not eating grains. He's so pleased also that, see, you are doing this to express your love. Tapasya means what? Is an expression of love to Krishna, right? So Lord becomes even more contemplative about you. He's thinking, oh, this devotee is so nice. He's doing something so that he can come closer to me, right? And that's why I told you earlier, he provides the land for you to do tapasya, the trees under which you can do, the fruits that he provides. All these are facilities that Lord gives for us to do tapasya. Of course, all when this was done, and when Lord said that this tapasya is my own self, Brahma, listening to all these wonderful conversation, talk from the Lord, he was very, very happy. Right? And then Brahma starts praying and he asks four questions. What are the four questions Brahma asks? He asks, my Lord, kindly describe your material and spiritual forms. Second question, how are your energies working? Where are you present? Third question, and how can I get your mercy? These are the four questions of the Lord. What are your spiritual forms, different forms? How are your energies working? And where all you are present? And how can I get your mercy? These were the questions, four questions of Brahma. This is what gives a pathway to the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. And the Lord immediately, he says, what does he say? Let us understand. These four verses is what the Lord says. अहमेवासमेवाग्रे नान्यद्यत्सत् असत्परम् पश्चादहं यदेतच्च यो वशिष्येत सोऽस्म्यहम्. What does this mean? Let us understand. It says that Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation when there was nothing but myself, nor was there any material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead, and after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. So here, very clearly, Brahma is listening from Lord himself, and the Lord is saying that everything is me. There is nothing but me. Yeah? All these universes are resting on Anantashesha. Anantashesha is holding all the universes on his hoods. And Anantashesha himself is resting on Kurmadeva. This is the explanation of Bhagavatam. Kurmadev is supporting Anantashesha, and Anantashesha is holding all these universes. Just look at this. You can imagine. We cannot actually see, but we can imagine. Right? This is how the support is given. Now everything is resting on the Lord, whether it is matter or whether it is spirit. We differentiate between matter and spirit. But for the Lord, there is nothing, no difference between matter and spirit because He is the creator of everything. He is the source of all. Right? So all these different forms actually Kurmadeva, you just look at this, he is giving full complete rest to the whole universe. All the universes, in fact. So this is one of the words. The second verse, what Brahma is saying, let us understand. Sorry, Lord is saying, yeah. Rite ritam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yata bhaso yata hatamaha. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. So Krishna is saying, if anything is that is not connected to me, that is not real. It is only Maya, that is only illusion. That illusion also belongs to him only. But that is temporary. So, isn't it very, very powerful? Once Lord Ranganatha told Ramanuja, again Ramanuja story, he told him that, oh, Ramanuja, I am very pleased with you. And I have burnt all your karma. And now, because I have burnt everything, at the end of this life, you will go back to home, back to God, to the spiritual world. And you will perform your spiritual activities in the spiritual world. Ramanuja said, my lord, I don't want to wait until then. It is too late. I will die and then go to Vaikuntha. That is too much. The Lord was so pleased by this and he said, okay, because you are such a wonderful devotee, wherever you are, that real Vaikuntha will come to you, will be manifested. And you do your seva right there. That is Srirangam. So Ramanujacharya, when he was there in Srirangam, the Srirangam itself became Vaikuntha. That's why many people go to Srirangam. Why? Because that's a Vaikuntha. It's a place of Vaikuntha. Ramanujan actually got this manifested here. Lord said, wherever you do tapasya, I am there. So connecting everything to the Lord becomes real. When it is not connected, then it is not real. You're driving. Oh, driving, wonderful. Okay. You nicely listen to some lectures, you listen to some kirtan, that driving becomes a connection with Krishna. You're cooking, think of Krishna, nicely chant Krishna, sing Krishna's name, and cooking becomes, You're studying, you study for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay, my Lord, I'm going to get this knowledge, but knowledge so that I can serve you in the future. Right? All these things that you do in your day-to-day lives can be actually connected to Krishna. There are so many devotees. When we were in ashram, when I was in ashram in Bangalore, while having prasadam, everybody early morning, the first morning prasadam, we take together, all devotees. And while we are having prasadam, like, MPP, CPP, everybody used to be there while having prasadam. Amitabh Prabhu also was in Bangalore that time. Many Vasudev Keshav Prabhu, all these devotees used to be there. And I really fondly remember that there used to be a nice devotee. He used to sit and chant the Chaitanya Charitamrita while everybody is having. So beautifully, he used to sing the shlokas, the verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Out of love, everybody, while having prasadam, it was like a meditation for us because of nicely hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. So that was a connection, right? You can connect while eating also, not just cooking, but also eating. And then some devotees, while taking bath, it's like a hostel, right? It's not like a separate bathroom you have. It's like a common bathrooms that we have in ashram. And devotees used to be there, some devotees, ecstatic kirtan they used to do. They used to sing so nicely in the bathroom. So while having bath also you could become meditative. So that is how it was. So that's the beauty. You can actually, while walking, you're doing morning walk, you can nicely listen to the lectures. You can play some nice kirtan and go around. Fantastic. So that's way also another way of connecting. Then let's see what happens. The next verse, this is the third verse of the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Lord is saying, Yata Mahanti Bhutani Bhuteshu Chavacheshvano Pravishtani Apravishtani Tata Teshu Nateshvaham. What is he saying? Oh Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created, and at the same time, I am outside of everything. So such statements, are very confusing sometimes. That's why it is called achintya. Lord is inconceivable, not easy to understand. Markandeya Rishi, we all know, he also did a lot of tapasya to please Naranarayan Rishi. And when he pleased Naranayan Rishi, he asked a boon that, oh my Lord, I want to see how you protect your devotees in the most difficult times. Lord said, okay, theek hai, I'll give you, but not now. I'll give you an experience of it. And after many, many yugas, uh, there was that inundation, water that came as a flood, and Markandeya Rishi is floating in the water, tossed in the water like up and down. Most difficult situation, very fearful situation. Imagine full big pralaya is happening. And that is when Lord comes as Vatapatra Sai. Lord Krishna in that Vatapatra, in the leaf, he comes and then protects uh, Markandeya Rishi there. So he is within, he is without. What is that within and without? Actually, he swallowed everything in his mouth. Vatapatra Sai, the whole Markandeya Rishi went inside. He went inside the body of Krishna. Look at this. Completely inside. This is very interesting, by the way. Actually, in one point of time, all of us also, like Markandeya Rishi, we were inside the body of the Lord. When pranaya happens, right? Everybody, we all enter the body of Lord. We are in the Shishupti state. Markandeya Rishi was awake. He could see that he is inside the body of the Lord. Right? But then we also at some point of time were inside the body of the Lord. Shishupti. Again, when the Creator created, Brahma created this universe, then we again became awake. Right now we are in Jagrata Avastha. But there was a time we also slept inside the body of the Lord. So beautiful it is. So the Lord is indicating by showing he was, Vatapatra Sai was actually sucking his own feet, his toe, and telling everyone that, okay, look at this. You have to surrender to my lotus feet. In most of the temples, we in South India also will see one hand of the Lord is actually saying, Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Okay, he's saying, Mam ekam, you surrender unto me. Other hand will be showing down, surrender to my lotus feet. You have to surrender only to me, but you surrender to my lotus feet. That's an indication. That's why Lord Govinda, Srinivasa is showing his hand below. Surrender to my lotus feet. Then everything you will get to know. I'm inside, I'm outside. All this knowledge that you are talking about, it will all come revealed to you. That's how it is. So once the Sanjaya, right? Sanjay, the assistant of Dhritarashtra, he went to Yudhishthira for the peace proposal. And he told Yudhishthira, see, your nature is not to fight. You are a sober person, nice person. Why don't you just keep quiet? Let the Duryodhana do whatever. Yudhishthira said, no, Sanjaya, see, please understand, my dear uncle. We are asking what? Only 5 villages we want. Nothing more we want. You give us 5 villages because we are Kshatriyas. We'll have something to rule. That is what we want. We are not asking any big kingdom, nothing like that. Everything let him enjoy, Duryodhana. You please go and convince him. right? So now Sanjay was thinking, okay, what to do? The very same. I mean, Bhima was also there, Yudhishthira was there, and they both told, go, please convince Duryodhana about this. Only for 5 villages. We are happy with that 5 villages. But Arjuna and Krishna were not there. Arjuna and Krishna were separately sitting in a room, separately, doing some intense discussion. Intense, very serious discussion was going on. And as Akrura was passing by, he wanted to meet them. And then Sahadev told, no, they both are in a very deep conversation. They are having a meeting. No, I want to meet, Sanjaya said. Then Sahadev goes and knocks the door. Who is it? Krishna says, I am Sahadev. We are very busy. Please don't knock anything now. We cannot talk. Then Sanjay was still insistent. I want to meet. Then Abhimanyu was sent. Abhimanyu goes and knocks the door. Who is it? Abhimanyu. No. We are busy. Please don't come. Then Sanjaya himself, he goes and knocks the door. Hare Krishna asks, who is this? I'm Sanjaya. Krishna says, all right, come inside. And then what Sanjaya saw inside was shocking to him. Was very, very shocking. So shocking that he goes back and tells Dhritarashtra, forget about war. Don't even think about it. If you have this war, Duryodhana and all your sons will lose. Why are you saying this? Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya says, I have seen something so wonderful. What is that wonderful thing that you have seen? Duryodhana will be died, everybody will be died. Dhritarashtra, when he asked this question to Sanjaya, Sanjaya said, I saw something very amazing. And what is that? I saw that Krishna is, resting on the lap of Satyabhama and his feet is resting on Arjuna, Arjuna's lap. Arjuna is resting on Draupadi and his feet is on Draupadi, Draupadi's lap. This was all it was going on. Looking at this scene, Sanjaya understood that Krishna loves the Pandavas very, very, very much. And because he loves them, they will never be defeated. Now, this was his connection or understanding just by looking at Krishna in that particular way. I'm just saying that how different devotees, just by looking at Krishna sitting in this way, he understood that they are going to be defeated. Who? The Kauravas. And Duryodhana, after seeing the universal form of Krishna, when he went there for peace proposal, Krishna goes for peace proposal, he wanted to capture Krishna. Krishna shows him the universal form. In spite of seeing that universal form, Duryodhana, he could not understand this personality of God. He was so foolish. Look at this. Right? To understand this, what is inside, what is outside, Duryodhana could not understand, even after seeing the Virat Rupa. That's why you need to have a devotion, you need to have penance. Without tapasya, you cannot see anything. Okay? Let's understand. Next, the fourth verse of Chatushloki Bhagavatam. एतावदेव जिज्ञासं तत्व जिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वया व्यतिरेकाभ्याम यत्स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा. What does it mean? A person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of God, must certainly search for it up to this in all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly. So, anybody who is looking for absolute truth, we should have enthusiasm. Krishna is saying, anyone who is searching for absolute truth with full enthusiasm is very, very dear to me. Krishna is encouraging to be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is one of the very important factor in devotional life. Without enthusiasm, we will become very weak. Right? We need to have utsaha. Utsaha should be there. Without utsaha, we will not be able to understand Krishna. Enthusiasm to know Krishna, that's one of the factors, very important. Our Shat Goswami, Rupa Goswami says this. Utsaha. Krishna, when he was a small kid, Yashoda Maya was very annoyed with him all the time because he used to do so many notorious things. Once Krishna did something notorious like this, he broke the butter pot and he did all of this. Yashoda was chasing Krishna, and Krishna ran. And what did he? He goes to a potter. You know, his name was Dadi Pandan. Dadi Pandan. His name was Dadi Pandan. Krishna goes and tells him, "Who this Dadi Pandan? My mother is chasing me. I want the place to hide." Dadi Pandan says, "Okay, you guys go hide there in that pot. There was a big pot." Krishna says, "Wonderful. See, I'm going to hide in this pot. If my mother comes, please don't tell her that I'm hiding here. Somehow do something, tell her lies, and then send her away." So Dadi Pandan says, "Very, very nice. Okay." So only when Krishna, he's hiding, and there is a cloth that is covered on top of the pot. This Dadi Pandan, he is doing his regular work. Yashoda Maya comes there, very tired. "Have you seen Krishna?" Dadi Pandan says, "No, no, even I am looking for Krishna. It's been so long, I have not seen him at all." He's so notorious, he does all these things and, runs away. Yashoda Maya says, "If you find him, please tell me or please bring him to my place, back home." Taripanan says, "Yes, definitely. If I find him, I'm going to bring him." And then Mother Yashoda goes. And there, this Krishna is sitting in that pot all alone. And then he calls out, "Hey, Dadipandan, please bring me out of this pot. Remove this cloth. I'm stuck here." He was feeling suffocated. Krishna was feeling suffocated. Of course, he will not feel, but then he was acting as if he's suffocated there inside. Right? And then Dadipandan says, "If you want to come out, then you have to give me a boon." "Hey, no, no, please take me out of this place. Take me out of this place. I don't want to be here." Dadi Pandan says, "Tell me now. First, you give me a boon. Then I will come. Then I'll remove this cloth." "Okay, okay. Ask me whatever you want." Krishna is like, "Take me out of this place. Enough. You have to give me liberation. Not just liberation to me, but you should give liberation to this pot also." Krishna says, "Okay, okay, I'll give liberation." Takes out that cloth, comes out. And then when Krishna comes out of this, he gives liberation to both this Dadipandan and this pot. This was seen by few others there. They were so astonished. Dadipandan, not like he was a devotee kind of a person, doing bhajan, kirtan, tapasya, nothing. And that pot, what to talk about that pot? Pot also got liberation. They were all very confused. How this is possible? So they went to Gargacharya. "Gargacharya, this is what we saw. Please tell us, how is this possible?" And Gargacharya says, "See, the pot and this Dadipandan, they assisted the Lord in his pastimes. In his pastime, they assisted, but they had the heart. In their heart, they had Krishna. Because they had Krishna in their heart, they got liberation." See, many times we may apparently see some people not doing devotional activities externally. Okay, we may come across some people like that, but in their heart, they carry Krishna. When you carry Krishna in your heart, they deserve liberation. They get. Externals don't matter. That's why we should never judge anyone. "Oh, he's a karmi." No, you don't know who is karmi, who is devotee. We really don't know. Just don't judge anyone. Okay, so anybody can be a great devotee of Krishna because they might be carrying Krishna in their heart. So this Dadi Pandan was carrying, although externally he was not doing any bhajan kirtan, but then he had Krishna in his heart. So we should also, although externally we may wear kantimala, japamala, all these different things, right? Tilak, vila, gopi dress, dhoti, kurta. Externally we are all devotees. But are we carrying Krishna in our hearts? That is the question. Okay? So by listening to all this Chatushloki Bhagavatam, everything, Narada was excited because Brahma is telling this to Narada. So Narada became so excited, he could not resist himself. He went and spoke this to Vyasadeva. And Vyasadeva took these four slokas and then expanded it to 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam that we have today. Right? That is how this Bhagavatam can be compacted and expanded. Just like cotton. Cotton, you take a cotton swab, you can nicely put it in a matchbox. Matchbox, you can stuff it. It will become so small, everything in a matchbox. But when you take out that cotton, then you can expand. you can expand, right? That is how Bhagavatam is. It was compacted, then God expanded by Vyasadeva, who is the Lord Himself. This is what happens. This is all very, very beautiful. So these are all different learnings. These are all different things that we should know. So I'll stop here today. If you have any questions, you can please feel free to ask.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Dave.
so Prabhuji, one question. We perform Aarti. So why do we perform Aarti? What is the significance? And with respect to the steps also, we have different steps that we offer the Lord in Aarti. What is the significance and what is the mood that we should carry while doing that Aarti?
What are the steps that you are doing right now?
No, the general Aarti where we have 7 steps.
Yeah,
Uh, so
seven
in
rounds.
that, not
That's a
7 rounds. The thing, the first agarbatti, then the diya,
yeah.
then
Dhupa, Deepa, Arghya,
uh,
Vastra, and then the Pushpa, then Chamara Vajan,
yes.
right?
So what is the
So
significance of this? Yeah?
then now Dhupa, see when the Lord, we offer Dhupa. Dhupa is fragrance. Basically the idea is the Aarti is done after the Prasadam. I mean, we offer Bhoga to the Lord generally. First Bhoga, then Aarti. So we are treating the Lord as the king. You know, the king first nicely you feed him and then you nicely do him seva. So it's a seva. Aarti is basically a seva. Seva of what? Seva that yes, I am offering these very nice articles to you. Dhupa, you make him comfortable by giving nice dhupa, nice fragrant. You make atmosphere of the altar very nice for the Lord to enjoy the nice fragrance through the dhupa. Deepa, you're offering and glorifying the Lord that my Lord, by offering the deepa, let that light within me also glow. Right? I'm having a darshan, let my karma be burned with this arti that I'm offering to you. Right? And then we offer adhya. You give a little sprinkle water on the Lord. You know, you are treating like abhishekam you are doing through that arghya. And then with the cloth you wipe him. Vastra, you're offering. Okay, now after you take bath, you take the towel and wipe yourself, right? So similarly, like that. You do that. So you're preparing the Lord. Once all that is done, Arghya Vastra is offered, then you offer the flowers. You offer nice fragrant flowers to the Lord. The Lord is pleased. You're treating him like a king. And then you nicely fan and you do Vajan also, Chamara Vajan. So all these are auspicious items which are mentioned in the Pancharatrika Vidhi, that these things, articles should be offered to the Lord for the pleasure of the Lord. So our mood should be what? Our mood is that when we do this arti, it's a reminder for all of us that I am the servant of the Lord. The Lord is the king. He is my master, right? And I am serving him. Same thing can you do to anybody else? No, we will not be able to do it because we think, oh, I'm the master. Oh, this person does not qualify. But we offer this to Guru also, Srila Prabhupada also, because spiritual master is as good as God. So similarly, we do Aarti to spiritual master also, offering all these auspicious articles to the Guru as well, to Srila Prabhupada. So the mood is that I am the servant, I am the dasa of Krishna, I am the dasa of Srila Prabhupada. It's a reminder to all of us. Our mood should be of a servant. And that is our true position, constitutional position, that we are the servant, we are part and parcel of Krishna. So the mood of Aarti is that I am a part and parcel of you, Krishna. Through this process of offering you few things, which are actually what we can offer. The Lord has every fragrant thing, all the wonderful things there in the spiritual world. But this is the way I can connect with you through the Archa Vigraha, worship of the Archa Vigraha. I can connect you with because my bodily consciousness is what is actually stopping me from realizing the spiritual consciousness. So through the process of Arti, offering bhoga and all these, what is happening? You are spiritualizing your day-to-day activities. You are spiritualizing your connection with the Lord. How? Because we are able to see only matter. So the Lord appears as Archavigraha to receive our seva. Archavigraha is meant for what? Archavigraha is meant to receive our seva. So, how do we receive, otherwise offer or perform seva to the Lord? Because we are not able to see Him directly. So that means we will not be able to serve? No. That's why Lord is merciful. I come as Archa Vigraha, and Pancharatri Vidhi says, you can offer me everything that you want. You offer it and accept it as prasadam. So all these different things that we do is to get prasadam from the Lord. Why prasadam from the Lord? Because prasadam is what we are supposed to have. So that we remain humble, we become servants of Krishna. It's a reminder that we are dasa. That's the mood.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay? Wonderful. Thank you so much, each one of you, for joining today. And we will continue this again later. For now, we will keep the same time. But if there is any change in the time, I will definitely let you know. Okay? Thank you very much. Please take care. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
And
Prabhu.
Vinodji,
Hare Krishna.
I'll get connected with you. I'm sorry I could not connect with you.
It's okay.
I'll call you sometime. Take care.
Yes.